Okay, we're going to take a look at Google Forms for a second. So we have a Google form to create at the moment, and this one is just for Beaver's movie. There is Beaver's movie on at some stage, and we just need to create a form for that one. So I've used Google Docs just to put in the outline of what I want in my form. So I want to include some information. I want to collect some information. I just have a kind of a custom message for privacy. I want to include some payment information. So I can do this from my Gmail. I could go in here and I could say somewhere, yeah, forms down the bottom, of course it is. Or I can go into Google Drive, Google Forms. Now, it starts off simple enough. You can take the tour if you want. I'm not going to take the tour. Google Form, I'm going to say Beaver's movie day. Description. Where's my doc? Excuse me, I had to sneeze and not catch it in the recording. Oh, excuse me. Okay, so we'll just take a bit of information of that. Let's say Beaver County Cinema Event, Palace Cinema, Sunday 22nd, 27th. Cost will be €8, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So we're going to put that in there. I could do just like this, just to kind of make it nice and tidy. Please contact X for the details. Okay, so the first question we're going to have is the lead scouter name, and that's going to be short answer. You'll notice actually that Google will suggest, we'll see in a second now, I'd like to suggest the type, but the types in here, the short answer is basically a one-liner. Paragraph is actually something like I have here. If you want somebody to write in a bunch of information or paste in a bunch of information, multiple choice, again, we'll just take a look at that in a second. Multiple choice could be, two options on times. It's an either or. Well, again, I suppose you can have more than two. Same with checkboxes. Checkboxes might be if you're looking for more than one item to be selected. Drop down list, I'll have a look at that in a second. File upload is actually handy if you wanted to collect maybe bank transfers, proof on EFT, just for the purpose of the payment is made or whatever it is. You can do file uploads. I haven't used these guys too much. Linear scale basically kind of gives you step by step, so it'll say if you have different sections, you'll have step 1, step 2, step 3, because you can divide this thing out into sections. So we'll have a look now in a second. So lead scouter name, that's fine. And I want to say lead scouter phone number. So Google knows that's a short answer. I might say, if I said address, for example, it'll change this. Yeah, see, it's changed it to paragraph. Don't need to select. So I want to say email address. And what else did I say? I want to collect number of beavers, number of scouters. So number of beavers. I could leave that as a short answer. If I go multiple choice, drop down. In theory here, I could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Anyway, I could go all the way up. I'm going to do this, say, for scouters. I'm just going to use this as an example. Number of scouters. And we'll show you how we can jiggle these around. Number of beavers. 8 per beaver. Short answer is fine. So I'm going to drag it up and I'm going to put it under here. And then number of scouters stays down below. Okay. And I'm going to put in a paragraph. All right, let's see. All right. All right, check what. Sorry, that's not what I wanted. Well, what I could do is, do you accept our terms and conditions? I'm just going to put this in for a second. I mean, I'm not going to use it, but you could. So actually, here it is. Add all of them. Add those suggestions. Cool. That's going to give us a checkbox. We're not going to use that for this form, but I'll just show you how you can use it if you want it. Pick out option 1. Then we want to put in a little bit about privacy. So we're going to put in, yeah, you can actually import questions as well. So if you have questions done up in Excel, you can bring them in here. You can also add a YouTube video at the top of this if you wanted some explanation, add an image. Section, I'm going to put in a section here. Now this is handy, right? If someone said, if you got to this stage, someone got to this stage in the form, they could go to another section there. They could submit the form at this point. Now what I'll do is I'll do a different session on that one, because you could have different choices based on different parts of the form, based on different items that are selected within the form. But I take a look at that in another session. Okay, so this is going to be our privacy section. GDPR. And I'm going to just use this I've used before. And we're basically saying the following privacy information has been provided to you as outlined in the GDPR regulations. GDPR, it's intended to inform you of how your personal information in this form is used and for what purposes. We will never share your information with third parties for any purpose without your consent, unless legally required to do so in the case of protecting your safety. Your email address and contact info will be used. So this bit here is a kind of customizable. So we've said your email address and contact info will only be used for the purposes of contact and update for this event, and is only shared with Galway Scout County team and organisers. If you're doing it with parents, again, you could change that to your own group. You basically want to be able to say to parents, it's just for the purpose of 40 to Galway. We've included here, just this is a Google, kind of like a standard Google GDPR and Google Cloud privacy information, if somebody wants to go there. I'm going to take in the whole lot of that, and I'm going to put it in here. This actually doesn't have any questions. This is literally just informational. Okay. So payments. Payments. How do you intend on paying? Let's say EFT or debit card. And that's by Stripe. So we'll talk about that again in another session. How do you intend to pay? Must be paid in advance. Unfortunately, no refunds. For events, especially county events, where you have groups that are booking based on numbers, if they're paying someone like a third party, in this case a cinema, the need to have the deals are generally offered based on numbers. So in this particular case, the payment or the price is being secured based on numbers going, and so yeah, you can take that in, put it out, but we're saying it must be paid in advance. Unfortunately, no refunds. Now I'm just going to go back here a second. So I forgot to do this. So yeah, we need the name. We definitely need the number. We need email address. We need a number of beavers for sure. Number of scouters. And what I'm going to put in here is any special information, any extra information. Right. So you might have some special information you might want to collect, and that's going to be a paragraph. And I'm going to drag this terms and conditions down to this section. That'll go. Okay, so that's those. Please contact. We'll update that. Please got her name, scout her number. We can add a header image here. I will show you. So this is one, and I can add that header image, and I can jazz it up a small bit. But for now, we'll just keep it at the basic. See here, customize theme. I can change the fonts. Choose an image. Let's see if there's one of these that might suit us. For movie, oh, there you go. Happy days. Looks good. Let's change the colors to match. You can have your own colors. So, actually, I done there? Yeah. So responses. Your responses are kept with the form, and you can also create a spreadsheet, which is actually the best way to manage it. So I'm going to say Beavers Cinema. So county. I'm going to create a spreadsheet. This is very cool because I can save the. I'm going to open up the spreadsheet, and you'll notice that I get the timestamp, which is automated. That just puts in whatever time the entry comes in, and I have all the other details that are there. Okay, you can then share this as you would. And again, pay particular attention to the likes of these ones where you've got county events. You only again want to share that with whoever needs eyes on. So again, restricted access. They need to have, because again, if I come in here, actually, here's just to show you about security that we mentioned in another session. I'm going to say Stephen Griffin at hotmail.com, which I don't think exists. Actually, just let me definitely Stephen.a.griffin.griffin. Definitely won't exist. Test, send. Now, share to non-Google account. You're sending an invitation to Stephen.a.griffin@hotmail.com. Since there's no Google account associated, anyone holding this invitation will have access without signing in. You do not want to do that. If you get that message, you cancel. You need to notify that person that they have to have a Gmail account. You could follow the other session on creating a Gmail account if they need to, but they have to have a Gmail account. You don't want to give access. You don't want to give blind access using the link. Okay, so settings. Actually, accepting responses. That means it's open. I'll show you that now in a second. Settings. I could make it a quiz. You can assign points and all that kind of stuff. Responses. Now, this is what I would recommend if I say collect email addresses, and I'm going to say always. What happens is it'll always send the response back to the person that's created. So if you're collecting email addresses, when they come to it, it'll ask them for their email address. It'll ask them for their email address, and it'll send them a copy. You can have them update the response if they need to limit it. But the response, no, we don't want them changing the response. Limit to one response. Some other things in here: show progress bar as they go along. So again, if there's lots of pages in your form, that might be handy. Your confirmation message. Just to show you actually one we did for the Scholars Day, I think it was. Yeah. So the confirmation, we basically said, thanks, your response has been received, your payment link is this, blah, blah, blah. So you can include some information in the confirmation message, which is the last message. There's gone. And I think that's basically it. Responses. Yeah, I can get an email notification for a new response. Let me do that. And again, that's just an email notification to the creator. If you share this with someone, they're not going to see the notifications. Response destination, that's our spreadsheet. It's fine. I can view the responses in the sheet from here directly. Questions. Here we go. Okay. So this guy here, my preview, I can customize. Let's check a quick look at here. Pre-fill, we'll talk about it in a second. I can print it off. I can add a collaborator if I want someone to help out with the form. Script editor add-ons, we'll ignore that. Make a copy. If you're coming in here and you've made one, you can make a copy of it and use it for something else. I can delete it. But to actually send this out, now this isn't very clear, I must say. So Beaver's movie day, that's fine. Let me see my drive. That should be there. That's it there. Beaver's movie day. This isn't very clear on what you send. What you actually send out is this guy here, preview. Okay, this is the link you send. If you send the edit link, so let me show you this one. There's my. I can fill in the details. That's all fine, but there is a request edit access. Now, if I request edit access, now actually, yeah, I'd have to sign in because I'm not anybody at the moment. If I request edit access, this did happen with a form where someone had requested edit access, they'd been granted access, and then they actually edited some other information by accident. They edited the title information, which happens, and that's fine. But anyway, they don't need that edit link. What they do need is this little guy with the eye preview. Sugar, one. Beaver's movie day preview, and then I get my form. So I'm going to fill it in. I'm actually logged in at the moment. You'll see there. So I'm going to say Stephen. Yeah. Now I'm actually, because I chose, I could take the second one out, the one I added manually, because Google has collected this email address for the purpose of being able to send myself a copy. And I say Stephen, and I say 087 123 4567 email address. I'm going to put it in, but I'm going to actually take that one out. Beavers 12, Scouters 5. You could put in a message here, obviously, about quota based on Scouters to Beavers, but that's generally understood. Any extra information, and we're going to say no. Because I created a section earlier, so you'll see I created a section at this point. Let's say next. Privacy GDPR, the accepted terms and conditions. Yes, no, maybe. Actually, yes or no. So if I come back in actually in here, and I'll do drop down, and I come in here again, and I refresh. So actually, sorry, I'm going to send this in again next. Yeah, this is what I wanted. I wanted to drop down. Yes, or no, or maybe. How do you intend on paying? EFT or debit card. Okay, so you'll see that's sugar, I'm not too close enough. Actually, come back in here. Forms and all that kind of stuff is all shared in your drive, so it's all good. So where's so this one here is, excuse me, this one here is drop down list. This one here is multiple choice. So blah, 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 submit. Doesn't trust me. So I have to do some traffic lights. Yeah, because my account is essentially created today, and here I am submitting forms. Google is a bit wary of me. So my response has been recorded. That's literally my here where I could edit that. So you could put something in there about payment information. So responses, here we go. That gives you nice graphs. But whether you use them or not, it's fine. Depends if you're doing a quiz or something like that. Questions. It gives answers. So if I've got hundreds of entries or 10 entries or whatever it happens to be, I select whatever, how many number of beavers in total, and I could see them along the list. And I can page then through the different questions, and all the other responses will show here. Or I can just show an individual one for a particular account. I can download these to CSV, so I can download them. I can take a look at that if I want. However, I have my entry here on my Google Sheet. You'll see there that my Beavers movie day form and the spreadsheet are in there together. And I could copy them off into folders just to tidy them up a little bit. Sharing again is the same. Just share them with named accounts within your group, or if it's a county event, with an email address that you have for your counterpart in the county. Okay, Google Forms. I think that's it for now. Give me a shout if any questions. Thank you.